This episode, build the T7 Eriptus and also some Let's Play from this bot. Hey gamers, welcome back here to Gamer Guide channel. I of course am Gamer Guide and also Rollin and Robocraft, and on my Rollin account, as you may know if you've been around for a while, I have this bot called the Eriptus line, which is basically a flying walker and kind of what the Electromantis is to snipers. I just wanted to make a performance build and something that is kind of awesome in the way of a great sniper concept, and I think I came up with it here with the fourth variation, or the fourth mark, or whatever you want to call it, of the Eriptus. If you've been around, you've seen some of my other ones. I've done a thruster flyer Eriptus, and I more recently built one with helicopter blades as soon as that was released. But I really needed a complete redesign after the thruster stick patch happened, and you were no longer able to really stabilize things with that one rudder. So in this bot, I've gone ahead and went back to using rudders basically for wings and hiding them inside. And after they released that Tier 4 rudder, it became really easy to get it to be stabilized. So as you notice, this thing is totally coated again in electroplates. You know how much I like my electroplates. And it works out really well for the sniper as you want to kind of be angled downward when you're shooting. Like you see here, taking out a couple guys here. So it uses Tier 8 guns, that's why it has so much punch there, and has a couple redundancies. So you have redundancy in your radar, you don't really need two radars. And then I also wanted to opt in for a little bit of stealth, so I put a couple of the Tier 5 radar jammers on the back, which worked out really nice. Uses the wolf legs. And then a lot of Tier 4 thrusters. So this is a 299 part build, and it has 1504 CPU. So it's a really expensive, level intensive build, but it's kind of fun if you want to go back into Tier 7 and play some games, not always having to be up in Tier 10 and 9 and stuff like that with all those levels. And I actually do enjoy going back and playing those mid-tiers. Just because you have some different variations on bots. You'll have like sled bots and stuff like that, which you don't have in the later games. For the most part, I guess you do see them every once in a while. But I enjoy it. So anyway, yeah, so that's what I came up with for this. There's also a new patch released today, which was just kind of fixing up a couple of the issues that have been had with the new meta. And some of the things are still persistent, like there's still a problem with the hover blades not going as fast as they're supposed to. And they're planning on fixing that, so if you guys have some of my healers or you have some other builds that use hover blades and you're like, hey, this is so slow, well, they're planning to buff it up by about 40% after they get those changes put in. They said sometime this week, so that'd be great if that could happen. Because I've actually been holding off on putting out one of my other bots, the Protonium Guard, because I wasn't happy with how slow it is after the changes to the hover blades. So I want to wait to release that, and that's why I'm doing these other bots, like the Eriptus and the Doom Buggy the other day. Because I just want to put out stuff that's actually working correctly. I don't want people to get into it and be like, hey, this doesn't work, you know, as cool as it should. So that's the idea here. So they also this morning had increased the level of healing under the shield by like 75%, but then I noticed later on in the day I came back and checked it out and they had kind of reverted some of the changes they made. One of the other changes too is they've actually increased the rail damage, the in-game rail damage, or I guess the max overclocked rail damage on these guns by about 10%. So it was 130%, so now it was at 140% at max overclock. One thing I would love it if they would do too is if they would take the announcer's voice on these games and make it so you can mute it or at least turn it down, because sometimes it just gets irritating. And or if they could just do like a visual thing instead of having to have audio, that'd be awesome. because, I mean, she does sound cool, but after hearing your base is under attack like 20 times in a row, it does get a little old, and I'm sure you guys can all agree if you've been playing some Robocraft lately in the new meta. It seems like the tower bugs did get fixed today. I haven't run into any tower bugs. Ooh, that one's gone. Oh, there's another one. Let's get here. So I'm glad about that because the tower bugs were really a pain in the butt and super frustrating. Still noticing weird things every once in a while. Like today, somebody looked like they were using railguns or something. They were like machine gunning railguns on me. So I'm not sure if that's just a regular hacking incident or if that's something, some bug that people don't really know about here after this recent change through patch. I guess it's 0.9.1010. So anyway, what else did they change today? The healing rate for nano guns has been increased. So instead of being like 20% better at max overclock, now it's 150% better. So that's awesome, especially since I just put out the Doom bug. So it doesn't have anything to do with like being able to collect protonium better or kill enemies better, but actually that's 200%. So it's still pretty awesome, but now you can actually heal better too. So that should really help when you're under a shield and you need the support of a healer. I like to see healers kind of be a bigger part of the game besides just running out and you know, maybe tagging along with one SMG or something like that. It seems like the teamwork aspect of the game's kind of broken down a little bit. There's going to be another no, missed.
Your plutonium reactor is under attack.
Well, that was horrible. Hide behind the. There you go. I got you. Oh man, look at that! One ski and a seat. It's so sad.
The plutonium reactor is under attack.
All right, let's take him out.
Your team has captured the white fusion tower.
Just got kill steal there. But I guess healer's got to have some kills too.
Your left fusion tower.
We'll take out the medic. There we go. Nice.
Your plutonium reactor is under attack.
Yeah, so anyway, I think you guys will like this Eriptus. I would say it's probably one of my best performing bots in Tier 7. Just because those electroplates really do their job nicely against snipers and SMGs. There's usually SMGs and stuff that will paint you a lot. I mean, I usually am pretty good about sniping, and I'll see enemy snipers before they see me most of the time, so I usually take them out without any problem. Oh, another kill. Nice. Alright, let's take out some planes. Wow. Okay. I guess I'm starting to get up there. I'm at overclock 9 already. So that seems to be helping out a little bit here. So I guess I was noticing too that you can put thrusters on legs. You know, I've never really noticed that before. I mean, I guess I'll have to see what happens when I get to like OC13 and start walking around if I walk a lot faster. But they say that legs are affected by having thrusters, so that's kind of interesting. I mean, not that it's going to dramatically increase your movement, I think, with legs. I think you're still kind of stifled a little bit. So I have been building some new bots too, outside of just the Eriptus here. I put together, gosh, like 3 new bots since I even did that little demo reel, just out of fun, because I enjoy building and stuff. And also have connection problems and stuff in the evening sometimes when a lot of people play, so I just get on and I'll build a bot if I can't play a game and get it smooth. Actually, I think that's been like a little bit better now though. I haven't had as many drops as I used to, so I'm not sure if they improved something in the game that just keeps my connection better, but I really haven't had the same amount of problems as I did in the old meta, so I guess that's one good thing. I would say though that I would like to have some classic games every once in a while, and it seems like classic games are really taking a long time to get, at least for me. Like I remember the other day, I just got in one and waited and chatted for a while and was watching some videos, and I think I did get into a classic game for about 20 to 25 minutes. So, I mean, if you wanted to get on, you probably need to go at like prime time now to get classic games, because off hours it's just not happening. So I was checking out the stats too for Robocraft. Just out of curiosity, there's this thing, Steam stats, you can do and look at the different games, and their numbers have dipped a little bit, but I think it's just because people are, you know, they like the old meta maybe, and they're giving it a pause, and they haven't attracted all the people that they can attract to this new game. Which is growing on me too. At first, I'll be honest, I wasn't 100% digging it. I mean, there was some stuff, and I think it was just because of the bugs and stuff too, but as I play it here, I'm liking it more. And I think people are starting to kind of get into the groove a little bit too, and have a little bit better idea of what they're supposed to do and what kind of strategies there are. Like for instance, in this game here, I'm just playing defense most of the time, and I think that's really the best role for a sniper, is just keeping other people out of the base.
Under attack.
You know, and you're not really going to do a lot of damage to Protonium with your guns, and especially if you have limited railguns like I do on this bot. It's only got 4. It's really best just to crowd control, you know, take out these guys trying to fly in and bomb.
Plutonium reactor is under attack.
And with a little practice, it's really easy to do too. So I would say I've been happy with the way this thing flies overall. It's been better than I expected, because I always have had problems with like hovers and wings and stuff too, with the legs like sticking to the ground when you jump and try to move. But not too bad on this. You know, I just, maybe I've been getting used to it, or I've got a little bit better at flying it. But let's get this guy out of here. Can we get that kill shot? There you go. Slide down and hide behind that rock. I don't know where you are. I promise I won't come look for you. Shh, be very, very quiet. We are hunting planes. That's, poor guy. All right. Get him. Nice. That didn't look like I got him, but I guess I did get him. Either that or he self-destructed right at the exact right time. I have a tendency of doing that though. If I'm like disabled and there's nothing I'm going to be able to do, I pretty much just try to self-destruct all the time by hitting the escape button and mashing the button until it happens. Because I don't know, it's just the healing thing isn't really caught on yet here. There's, speaking of healers, I mean basically the healing. What's going on with healers right now is they have like the best Protonium collection gun, so they're out there taking down towers for the most part. And moving with groups, I mean, you see some people using heal. Actually, I had a great game, what was it, yesterday or the day before, on my Electromantis Tier 10, the one with the Tesla blades, so I guess it's the Mk.4 if you're familiar with my bots. But I was really wrecking people, basically. It was just me and another healer, and we both had Tesla coils. And so we went to the enemy's base and basically took everybody out by keeping the healing going and then just dropping those coils on their heads. There we go. Let's take this copter out. Wish I had more shots here. I could definitely get 2 more kills if my gun would just be loaded. Let's see what this guy does. I'm glad he hasn't seen me yet. He's got to see that laser though. There we go. Take his wings off. Alright. Well, this is a pretty even game so far. We're behind a little bit though. I'm looking at our bars and just noticing that they've hit us more. They're definitely more aggressive than our team. I feel like that we're playing a lot of defense in this match. So, but it's fun. So anyway, you get the idea for how this plays. I guess I'm just going to show the whole game. I'm not really speeding it up or anything like that. So at the end, I'll probably just throw a little annotation on the bottom to sculpt to the build if you just want to build this robot. You don't want to watch this game, which is probably going to go for a while here. Got that little troll flyer. I don't see that many of those anymore. I think probably with the overclock too, they're a little harder to handle. There we go. Got another sniper out of the way. Now we're at OC13, nice. Alright, so we lost our shields. Of course, here comes the medic and all the other guys. Let's see if we can get out of the way here. Alright, now let's make him pay for that. It was a very nice thing you did, Mr. Medic. So no more guns for you. Oh man. 1 wheel and a seat and 1 electroplate. We'll get him after this. Hopefully somebody will get our tower back on. This is not good. We're not in good shape here. Slide on down there. Damn it. Alright. Gotta be careful with those shots. Only missing half my guns. There we go. We'll get rid of this plasma. We can just disable some of these guys too and keep them from doing any damage. There we go. Alright, that will do it. Need these guys out of the base here. Go get towers. Actually, it looks like someone might be doing that as I'm typing here.
Your plutonium reactor is under attack.
It's kind of frustrating though. Get out there and do it. Go get us, save us. There we go. Nice. Get my legs back. But hey, I was getting around pretty well with just 3 legs. So that's one nice thing about having those extra 2 legs on the side. It just gives you that extra stability. But if you lose like your front legs or your back legs, you can walk around like a crab a little bit, I've noticed. Get a lot of strafing going on. Alright, let's get back up here on the ridge and see who we can knock out of the game. You know, it would also be really cool, I think, if they had a hardcore mode on this game, where, you know, once you die, you're out. And so you can win by kills, or you can win by completing, you know, the challenge. Maybe they make it a little easier or something. I'm not, you know, sure the towers have to take so long to kill and stuff like that. But I would enjoy that at least. I said that before in chat, and people are like, well, that's classic mode, that's classic mode. But no, it's not really. I mean, there's some objectives here, you know, like knocking out these towers and stuff like that, and having the shield could still be a thing, you know. So I think it would kind of increase team play a lot, and then also strategy and stuff like that would increase, which I'd appreciate. There's another tank. Let's get him out of here. This tank must hate me. I think I've just got done killing him earlier. Alright, let's get back down here and get our leg back. Might as well. If you're wondering why I have those lights on the back, my pilot seat is actually right behind that back wall. Normally I put my pilot seat somewhere in the middle of the craft, but on this one I really wanted to kind of accentuate the tilt up and down with the thrusters, so I put it all the way at the back. But I'm using that Tetra trick basically to keep damage from transferring, so if someone just takes a clean shot at my back, it won't necessarily knock me out of the game. But it has happened before, I will say that. But the reason I put the lights is just to make it hard if you're flying off, to keep those snipers at bay and make it harder for them to hit you right at the blocks on the back. So, but keep that under wraps. I also have the 2 jammers on the back right there too, for the extra armor. It gives you a pretty nice coverage. So. But really with the new meta, I really haven't had that problem. I guess it was just really in the classic games before, where I'd be on top of the cave or something, that somebody could possibly sneak up behind me and peg me a couple times. But here in the new meta, and playing defense a lot, I really haven't had people sneaking up behind me and getting me, because I usually always see people coming our direction. I'll tell you what though, this has been pretty substantial so far in the amount of kills I've got. It'll be interesting to see at the end of this what the score looks like. There we go. Looks like we did it. I'm happy. I was a little worried in that game. I was thinking we may not have pulled that out, but we did. We did. All right, let's take a look at the score. Wow, 21 kills. I think that's probably a higher kill game than I've had so far in the new meta, so pretty good. 10 assists, 27 scouting, and 13 spots. I did mash that Q key a lot. And only 40 protonium destroyed, which I guess you saw at the beginning of the match. But like I said, I mean, the goal here is just to defend the base, really, with a sniper, and especially on the map we were playing on, probably has a lot to do with the kill count, too. Being nice and open like that is great to be a sniper and play defense up on the ridge, if you can. Well guys, if you're not going to stick around for the build video, please leave a comment. I'd appreciate that. I like checking out the comments and giving you guys some banter back and forth. And if you are sticking around, I'll see you next time. But otherwise, we'll get started on putting this Eriptus Mk.4 together. Alright, we're going to start by putting down some inners, and we'll put down 6 right here on the floor, and then a prism. I think originally I put that prism there as a way to cut off damage going back to the pilot seat is easy. Not sure if that's really the best design choice. You might put a inner there if you want to. We have another 2 inners. We're going to leave a space of 2 and then put another 2 inners. And then here in between we're putting some Tier 7 Tetra. We're not using a whole lot of Tier 7 blocks in this. It's just going to be a couple here and there for a little bit tougher mounting points. This one's for the seat. And other places we'll put guns and stuff on it. Here on the sides we're going to be putting 4 inners going outwards, and we'll do the same on the back too. And you can turn these inners any way you want to. Kind of made a pattern in the back, I guess, and then on the front I just hide them. We'll have Electroplate on the front, so you won't really see them as clearly as you will on the back side. And we're going to run inners all the way down to the end here. And then at the very end, we'll take a prism and put it sideways. Alright, so now we have our middle layer of the frame. We're going to need to raise this up. Use your period key to do that. And now we're going to add a little bit more bulk to the back part. 6 prisms going backwards, and then use one Tetra right in front of it. Alright, this will be a part you're going to need to add some tent blocks to, but you won't see that in my video. So where the pilot seat is, you can put some cubes down temporarily, and next to it, and just place down those prisms like I have them. Pretty much everything else in this video, though, you'll be able to do it exactly like I show it. So on the bottom here, we're just going to line it with prisms in 3 cubes, and then we're going back. We're putting down 2 of those inners, another 3 prisms, and then 2 more inners. And go ahead and do it just like I'm showing here on this part, because we're going to end up mounting our Tier 4 rudders to these in a little while. And then we're going to add a little bit more support all the way around. And you might be wondering, well, why are you using prisms and using inners and stuff like that, especially after the changes? But the weight on this is really important to keep light because the plates are so heavy. So yes, I would still use all these same blocks even after the changes. It's kind of more of a fair trade, really, I think. You know, prisms for blocks and all that. I think the weight and the little bit of extra armor you get is pretty even now. All right, after you get all those on, we're gonna start. Oh, hold on, we need to get our Tetra here. Start working on the layer up on top now. So here on the back, we're just going to add another layer of inners. You can turn those any way you want to. You can go back and flip it around like I have that pattern if you want to later on. And we'll add a couple prisms here on the side. Now I turned off the mirror line tool for this. So we'll go ahead and put these on top of those white blocks. And then delete them. And now we're going to run down more prisms down the center here. And this is just going to be where we put our electroplates. And this adds a little bit more block in between the electroplates and the center core. I'm going to add another layer of these prisms on the outside, all the way down again. Add a couple Tetra. And then the front, 2 more prisms. All right. Add a couple prisms here too to the front. And then we run in more inners all the way down here to the end. Okay, this is going to be the back, just a couple extra blocks. Kind of absorb some damage if we get shot back there. And we also will mount our lights and our radar jammers and all that kind of good stuff on it. Alright, now we're going to work on some extension arms, where we'll put our guns. These will kind of extend up between the plates, allow us to put our Tier 8 railguns on it. Then on the front here too, we're going to put a couple yellow blocks here for mounting cubes. Alright, and then we're going to come out a little bit further here and put some more arms on the front. And we just add these yellow blocks on to show where we're going to put our guns later on. So that's what we should have for the frame. That's pretty much it. And now we're just going to add our functional components on. After we take a quick glance on it, make sure you got all the blocks in the right spot and the right dimensions. Alright, let's go ahead and get our functional components on now. We'll put the pilot seat here on top of those yellow Tetra. And we'll put our Tier 4 rudders on these inners on the bottom side. Put them on the back, one on top and one on bottom. And then up in the front, we're going to do the same thing. Double them up. This vehicle does have a little bit of a tendency to try to nose up, but it's pretty easy to compensate. You just use your space and shift key at the right times. Alright, there on the back we got our two lights, our two radar jammers, and then also we have our legs going on here. On the side, and then here on the front. Alright, now we're going to put our thrusters on. These will be our big guys, the two Tier 6. And then everything else is going to be Tier 4. Start here from the back, right in front of that prism, and run them all the way up. We'll have two down and one up. Two down on the longer part of that column, and the one up right up in front. And then we'll put two more thrusters here in the front. Two of our radars here in back in case one gets shot off, but it also protects the block where the leg is attached. And then here in the front we're going to put our two Tier 6 electroplates on the bottom and the front, kind of the nose of our vehicle. And then we'll go ahead and run the other ones here. Starting from the back, it's even with the pilot seat, and just keep running them up. And they should accommodate those pillars that you've put in. Alright, and then finally we're going to put on our 4 Tier 8 railguns to bring the pain and get us all those nice kills. Thanks so much for checking out my videos. Hope you enjoy it and have fun out there in Robocraft. See you soon.